Your lesson essential question is, how do we use rulers to measure the length and height to the nearest inch? So you're going to be using a ruler and you'll be measuring length and height to the nearest inch. This is a ruler, and you can see on this side where the numbers are spaced a little further apart, we have inches. I'm going to show you how to use a ruler. So you can measure the length and height of an object in inches. Remember, length is how long something is, height is how tall something is. Start measuring from the 0 mark on the ruler. So one mistake that I always see students make is that they don't start at the 0 and they end up getting the wrong length or height. So you need to make sure that the end of whatever you're measuring is always at the 0. To measure to the nearest inch, look for the halfway mark. So when you're measuring to the nearest inch, because objects are not always going to be an exact specific inch, they're going to come a little bit over or under the inch. So if we want to measure to the nearest inch, we want to make sure that we know how to get to the nearest inch. So think about a number line. That halfway mark is going to be a little bit longer than all of these other marks. So this right here is the halfway mark between 1 inch and 2 inch. If the object is longer than the halfway mark, use the greater number. If the object is shorter than the halfway mark, use the smaller number. So you can see this eraser goes past the halfway mark. So it's closer to 2 inches than it is to 1 inch. So we can say the eraser is about 2 inches. Looking here at the pine cone, the end of the pine cone doesn't quite come to this halfway mark. So it's definitely closer to 1 inch. So it's about 1 inch. Let's do some estimating together. So the height of this notepad is about 12 inches. When we use a ruler and measure it, you find that it is 11 inches or close to 11 inches. So the estimate was good, and then when we actually measured it, it was 11 inches. So our estimate was very close. Looking at this pencil case, we can estimate that it probably is about 10 inches. When I measured my pencil case, it was 9 inches, or about 9 inches. It was a little bit over the 9, but it wasn't at the halfway mark. So you're going to be using your ruler to measure a few other items. Now let's talk about this word problem. Jason measures an object. The object is just shorter than the halfway mark between 8 and 9 on his inch ruler. How long is the object? Now, because this object is shorter than the halfway mark, that means it's closer to 8. So we're going to say it's about 8 inches.